me present to you a scenario. Let's say that this seminar got you all fired up and you go back to your office before it closes tonight and you're trying to find an OP ad. In Manhattan, there's a short supply of those at this point, I think. But there are some in Brooklyn, correct? So you find something in Brooklyn, $1,500, offering an OP, one bed, something like that. And you pop it on Craigslist. And you get a few calls, because it's no fee. And you happen to rent it to a human being, a young professional, a person that likes and trusts you. And you have a relationship with that individual. Now, one good thing is you make $750. It's only a 1-month OP. You make $750. That'll help your bills a little bit. But you're smart enough to stay in touch with this person because the next year they're making a little bit more money and they want to move into Manhattan. And in 2011, you rent them an entry-level 1-bedroom, nothing luxury, $2,200, still on the inexpensive side, and you make a little under $2 grand. Is that possible? Certainly is. Repeat business is one reason it gets easier and more lucrative every year. If and only if you develop relationships and stay in touch. Now, 2 years later, they're making a little bit more money, maybe been promoted a couple times, move in with someone, and they rent a $4,000 2-bed from you. Now it's a $7,200 fee. You put $3,600 in your pocket. Not too bad, right? Worth staying in touch? And this person thinks you're the best thing since sliced bread. You're their go-to guy in real estate. And then a year later, they decide they want to buy. Now, they can't afford the big apartment that they were renting. They downsize, but they need the tax write-off, so they want to buy. And they buy a $500,000 studio. 3% fee, $15,000. You make $7,500. Has it been worth staying in touch so far? 2 years later, they list with you. Of course they list with you. You're their go-to guy in real estate. And you sell it for $600 grand. See, I'm optimistic about the sales market between 2014 and 16. You sell it for $600, it's $18,000. You're not even selling it direct. You make $9 grand. Of course, they need a place to live. So they buy. They move up. Every good New Yorker. They keep up with the Joneses. And they buy something for $900,000. That's not too bad. You make on the buy side, you make on the sell side. $27,000 fee, you make $13,500. And again, that's assuming you're still on a 50% split. But if you're this good, you're way higher than that now. I'm trying to be conservative here. 3 years later, they sell that $900,000 apartment for $1.2, $36,000 fee. And they buy a $3 million apartment. 3% of $3 million is $90 grand. And when you start selling a few of those, and it adds up to real money pretty quick. So I was conservative with this timeline, and I want you to know I have seen this happen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. This is not an exaggeration. If anything, I've underplayed it. And this is not somebody who became ridiculously wealthy. There are a lot of people who fast track a lot faster in this town than this. So you made $100,000 because you threw on an OP, no fee, rental ad in Craigslist. How do you feel about Craigslist now? The value of Craigslist is that you meet people. And yeah, you have to learn how to handle them on the phone. And yes, you need to really impress them at that initial meeting so that they know you're more than the average real estate broker. But when you learn how to do that, they're just human beings like everybody else. Human beings that need a place to live. So, are you going to stay in touch with all the clients that you rent? Because a lot of you don't, and it breaks my heart.